Shalom, shalom, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Pulse of Israel here at the RJC Summit in Las Vegas, Sin City. Can't wait to get home to the holy city of Jerusalem. All right. In the meantime, if you are not familiar with Stella, award-winning journalist Stella Escobedo.
Yes.
Also born in Russia.
Soviet, yeah,
Uzbekistan.
Yes.
Moved to America at 7 years old.
At 7 years old, we left at 7 years old. I know Israel has a lot of Soviet Jews. Actually, when we left Russia as refugees, we went through the whole immigration process.
You remember that?
Yep. Well, I remember the immigration process. We went because there's a lot of people who have my story as well. The immigration process took us to Italy. We had to wait in Italy to be adopted by a Jewish community, and we were also said, you can go to Israel. We can go to Israel right away, or you can wait to go to America. And my parents really wanted to go to America. We were adopted by a Jewish community in Sioux City, Iowa.
Oh, wow.
And from Sioux City, Iowa, then about a year later, we moved to California, Los Angeles. Yes.
So, and if you are not familiar with Stella, today she has a program on One American News, out there for a while. And you gave a powerful speech today at the RJC. Can you give a little summation?
So my speech was really about, well, first of all, my story. I want people to know why I'm fighting so hard against the antisemitism that is happening in our country. Also about communism really being mainstreamed in America. We see that most likely the mayor of New York City is a devout socialist.
We hope not, but that's what it looks like.
Right, that's what it looks like. Really, he's a communist.
Socialist Islamist.
Socialist Islamist, exactly. So it was really about saying, in order to understand why I fight so hard, you have to understand where I came from.
Right.
So a lot of people, they see me, they're like, oh, it's just a California girl. Like, no, I was born in Uzbekistan, Tashkent. I do still speak Russian, and I'm a journalist. And you know, I got to tell you, Avi, I got into this industry because I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless and to tell the stories. You know, never in a million years thinking it would be the Jewish people, because when I came to America, I was told there was no Jew hate in America. There is no anti-Semitism in America. And then October 7th happened, and my world was turned upside down. Everything that I was fighting for, now, I'm not going to say it didn't matter, but because
Took a back seat.
It took a back seat because nothing else matters, because I am a Jew first.
Right.
And so I'm fighting for the Jewish people and for what's really happening in the world, all the propaganda against us, how we're always having to defend ourselves. We're always playing defense, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And figuring out ways to be on the offense.
Right. No, that's why I wanted to interview Stella, because all of you know, I'm always talking about how we Jews, I call it whack-a-mole. Every day is the lie of the day against the Jews. And then you have all these organizations and all these influencers. Wait, what are the facts? What are the facts? I'm like, no. You can't fight lies constantly and you're always on the defense.
Because you're always playing catch up, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't come up for air. I'm like suffocating, because they literally will make up anything. And everything. And then you have to defend I've literally caught myself being like, this is ridiculous. I'm not even talking about it.
Right.
I've literally ignored certain things because I'm like, it's so stupid. It's so dumb. I'm just going to look over here, because let's talk about what's important.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like here in America, let's talk about the fact that we're about to have a communist that's a mayor. Let's talk about this mayor who refuses to, disavow Hamas, and disavow the chance for the Intifada. Like, we got to talk about real issues here. And you know what? I think a lot of Americans, they don't understand how big the Democrat Socialists of America are, DSA, and the Working Families Party. Huge, huge, huge in America. And that's where, I'm getting the word out about that as well.
Right. Yep. So now I wanted to interview her because it's the importance of focusing on empowering people to be on the offense. I always use sports as an example. You can't win a game if you just have a good defense.
No.
The best defense is a good offense.
Yep, absolutely.
You have to have a good defense, but you have to have a good offense. And the Jewish people are missing we're missing the voices from our organizations standing up on the offense, especially for the youth who are on the front lines.
I think the problem with the organizations is that we like to speak into our own echo chamber, right? We have these beautiful parties and we want to just speak into an echo chamber. That gets us nowhere. We need to get out there. We need to get into the schools. We need to get into, we need to get past legislation. Nice parties are nice too. We can celebrate a win. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot wrong that we could be fixing, and we should be coming to the table and figuring it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So I want to continue what you started talking about.
Okay.
All right, Mamdani, communism. I imagine you're going to agree with what I'm about to say, because I don't think Americans know what in the world is going on in America today. And the context I try to give is, even though the Soviet Union no longer exists, communism, it survived and is beating the American dream. Meaning the Cold War switch. It's no longer country against country, but the ideology of communism is beating out the West.
Yeah.
That the strategy, the communist strategy about destroying the West is succeeding, even though the Soviet Union no longer exists.
Do you remember the guy Yuri? I forget his name.
Yuri Bezmenov. I always talk about Yuri Bezmenov.
He said this.
Always, right. He said
this.
when we, the Soviet Union, conquer 3 generations of United States university professors, America is gone.
Well, that's what's happening in our universities.
We're past 3 generations. That was in the 1980s.
And if we're going to reverse it, it's going to take us a while to get there, because right now, if you speak to these children, and I've been on college campuses, and I know other people who go on these college campuses, and they're like, these are conservatives, like really bright. You can have great conversations, but they can't get over the fact that Israel is killing babies. Like, for them, they can't get, and it's like, why can't you see that Hamas is responsible for everything that's happening? Why can't you see that there is propaganda? They can't get themselves there. Because the universities have really brainwashed them. You have the professors. I mean, I hear stories from, I have little kids, but I hear stories from friends who have their kids in college campuses, what these professors do. I can't imagine the way that I am. If my kids were in these universities and they were being brainwashed, I would be on those college campuses on a daily basis. Yeah.
Right, and I think like you mentioned, even the conservatives, they have no clue how this brainwashing is impacting all stratas of American society.
Well, and that's the problem, is you'll see even we have people who are in Congress here in America who are like, Israel just killed 104 people, 46 of them babies, just happen to be babies, okay? And you're like, say health officials, Gaza Ministry of Health, Hamas. Like, can we not use critical thinking? You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's intentional too, because the Jew hate.
Yeah. So this leads me to my next question, Stella. How's the media? You're in the media. You're in the media room, editorial rooms. How's the media for Israel these years during the war?
Listen, I came from mainstream media, and I realized the problem in the media didn't start with the war. Okay, I've been in the media when President Trump was running for president, and that's why he talked about the fake news media, because it was like there was nothing he could do that was right, like ever, even the Abraham Accords. So the media is very biased. The media is very biased to Israel. But I think the biggest problem is it comes out of our universities, because a lot of these young people, where do they come from? They come from these universities where they're brainwashed, and then they go right into the newsrooms. So even if they have a few people like Stella's in these newsrooms, it's an uphill battle. Because these universities are they're basically manufacturing these people who come out of there with a bias. And by the way, it's also very popular to be anti-Israel right now.
That's the trend.
That's the trend.
And what do you say to people who think, well, you know what? The young generation, Generation Z, they're not even watching the media. They're just on TikTok and Instagram.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Is that even better or worse?
That's even worse, because they live in an echo chamber and they're constantly seeing these manufactured videos of the Gaza wood and Pallywood on TikTok. And for all they know, because they're not critically thinking, and they don't really know, because if you really speak to people about the Middle East, they'll say, well, I don't really know enough. But they're believing these videos that
without knowing enough, they're willing to believe the worst messages about the Jewish people in Israel.
Because it's the images, and the images are powerful, and they're lies. And so I'll be honest with you, Israel has a very big problem when it comes to media, like fighting the propaganda war. I think a lot of times they're behind, and they're always, again, back to the defense thing. It's like, release the information. Like, I've found myself wanting to defend something that happened that I knew, but I needed more details. I couldn't find it anywhere, because Israel, I get it, is too busy fighting a war. But I recently interviewed Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and he said Israel is fighting 8 fronts of war, right? He talks about Hamas, its proxies, all the proxies, and 8th being the media war.
But you want to know something? I add a 9th front when I talk about it.
Okay.
Because we have an internal, unelected officials who have been stopping us and causing us harm from winning our own war and causing us damage.
Which is horrible. I don't understand how our own people can do that to us. It's quite frankly disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, they're eating us up alive, but it happens in America as well.
Yes, 100%.
It's happening in America too. There's a massive divide in America. And, you know, if they think, and that's the thing with this propaganda war too, because they'll be like, well, like in America, like, well, the Israelis hate Bibi and the Israelis, and it's like, well, Americans hate Trump. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the beauty of a democracy.
Yeah.
You live in a country where you can go and protest.
Right, right. We have to be so thankful we live in a democracy.
You can't do that in Gaza. You can't do that in Gaza.
In Lebanon, in Iran, in Turkey, in Egypt. But no, Israel's the problem in the world.
And when people tell me, they're like, oh, did you see all those massive, all these massive protests against the war, against Bibi, against all this? And I'm like, that's beautiful.
That's right. We can protest.
Israel. At least they can do that.
That's right. 100%.
Yeah.
Stella, thank you so much for your voice of clarity.
Thank you.
And sane voice. And just want to wish you the best of luck wherever you go next, or whatever you do, wherever you're at, and continue being a proud voice for everything you're going to be reporting on.
Thank you.
For the truth, and for the Jewish people and the Jewish state of Israel. And
thank you. And you know what I always say when people say, you know, you're always reporting on the truth. You know, it's really not about the truth, because what's the truth? And I said that in my speech today.
That's right.
What is the truth? It's not really so much about the truth, because you can have a truth, I can have a truth. It's about the reality.
Yes.
And it's what's happening on the ground.
Yes, and there is only one reality. 100%.
Yeah.
Escobedo.
Stella Escobedo.
Stella Escobedo, everybody. If you're not following her yet, go follow her. Great stuff's going to be coming from her. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Shalom. Next time.
Shalom.
From Jerusalem.
До свидания.
And when are you coming to Israel?
Soon.
All right.
I've been too busy fighting the propaganda machine here at home.
That's right. We're going to give you. We're going to bring Stella to Israel. She's going to see Judea and Samaria. She's going to see Jerusalem, the truth from the ground. She'll have even more information to be able to give the whole world of the reality. 100%. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you are not yet a subscriber to our daily, belief-based, inspiring, politically incorrect, truthful videos about Israel, the Jewish people, and the freedom-loving world, what are you waiting for? Go to pulsevisual.com and click to subscribe today. And yes, we are a donor-based operation. We need your donations for support in order to make these videos and get our videos seen and do all the work we do. So every once in a while, whether a large donation or a small donation, just go to pulsevisual.com and click on the donate button. Shalom, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.